I'm Sharath Menon. I am a principal analyst at Gartner. I cover the data integration, and in general, I cover the data management markets at Gartner. One of the first things to look at when you're trying to really grow your revenue in the post-pandemic phase is to make the return on investment for your clients as quick as possible, right? And so from that point of view, there are a few things, right? First, data integration is in general an industry agnostic market. So you won't say that this tool is only for the pharma segment or this tool is only for the financial segment. But going forward, I think that those kind of industry specific accelerators will be important. Why? Because if my clients start with them, then they will be able to reach their goals, their business goals much faster. So focusing on specific industry specific accelerators, best practice templates, etc., that's one area. The other area is, post pandemic, everyone is focusing on conserving cash. So I don't want to spend millions of dollars upfront on licensing cost. So if you can provide to me a consumption based pricing model, in which I pay only for what I use your tool for, right? That's what clients are looking for. So revamping your pricing model to focus on OPEX, operational expenditure, rather than CAPEX, where I have to spend all of my money with you ahead of time before usage. That's something. And the final point would be, especially in the cloud, giving free tier options. So for X amount of rows or X amount of data being moved, or X amount of whatever parameter, you can use our product for free. Beyond this, and of course, for that free version, you don't get any SLA support. You don't get a lot of support. But beyond that, you pay for us. So giving that initial hook to the clients with those freemium versions, which has not really been around in the data integration space till now. I think those are the big areas to look at. So this is important because traditionally, data integration tools have always, vendors have always focused on the IT teams, because it's been more of an IT centric market, right? But in the last 2 to 3 years, there has been a huge focus on business users doing self-service integration as well, right? And so to cater to both stakeholders at the same time, it's not like IT versus business, right? If you win one party over, you lose the other party. That's not the mindset that we should have anymore. So what you should do is, first, you have the capabilities to support your technical users. Add a separate user interface for your business users, drag and drop, point and click, wizard driven interface, where those business users don't need to know how to do coding. They can just do basic self-service themselves. So user interface within the product is one area. The other area would be focusing on bodies, common bodies within organizations that have members of both the business and IT teams. So in one of the Gartner surveys, what we found is roughly 50% of organizations surveyed already have a data and analytics COE, a center of excellence, right? And this center of excellence slash community, this body has members from both the business and the IT. So in your messaging, if you can focus on targeting this particular body, I think that's really catering to both business and IT at the same time. So those would be the main areas. And of course, there are certain roles as well, like data engineers, data stewards, etc., who require both IT skills and business skills to do their day-to-day job. So targeting these specific roles is important as well for the vendors. The way organizations look at DNA, I think the biggest impact by far has been they want to get more done with less resources, right? So IT resources, data engineers, data scientists are expensive resources. For every one technical resource, an organization might typically have 50 to 100 business resources, right? So can I basically let those business resources do some of the heavy lifting themselves, right? So that I don't have to invest a huge amount in, in hiring those expensive technical resources. So I think that's one big mindset that has come, that everyone in the organization can do data and analytics work. DNA is no longer, limited to this certain small group of people. I think that's the biggest change that has happened. And the other big change, a kind of related change that has happened, is organizations, within organizations, I did earlier, the budgets, all the budgets for buying these tools, the data integration, data management tools, these used to come from IT, right? But now you see most of the budget actually coming directly from the business. So the marketing department, the finance department, the HR department, they have their own budget to purchase these tools. And so, that makes it even more important that vendors should focus on the business. So the budget reallocation within the organization for DNA, I think that's also a big change that has happened. Breaking silos is what data integration tools do, right? So if you have data in 10 different places, right? You have a CSV file, you have a bunch of Excel files that someone has, you have a database somewhere, you have a SaaS application a bunch of people are using. Um, Data integration tools, what they do is they get the data from these different silos, they consolidate that data into one single place, so that whatever use case that you have with the data, you want to analyze the data, you want to do data science with the data, you want to, just view that data in a single place, right? I think usage of data integration tools within the business is what absolutely needs to be done. But that's from a technological standpoint. Also, I think there is an angle of culture as well. So from a cultural standpoint, we've always had this mindset of we do not share our data, right? Because of compliance purposes, because of, n number of reasons. The mindset now needs to change, and Gartner is writing a lot on this, change in mindset as well, that I should share my data as default unless, you have these parameters. So instead of I should not share my data, I should share my data unless I have these limitations. I think that cultural mindset also needs to come. So there's a combination of technological and cultural, barriers here to overcome as well. So augmented, the term augmented basically means that it's machine plus humans, right? So humans are doing the work with the tools. Machines are augmenting the work of the humans by providing recommendations to the users, to the human users, on how better I can use the tools. So in terms of, better augmented data management and data integration, one thing is, you have to embrace, I know the terms AI and machine learning are very common and are used about very loosely in the world, but you have to embrace artificial intelligence and machine learning. You have to, see how you can use that within your existing technology. For instance, instead of each user manually cleaning a certain data set, removing outliers, fixing missing values, fixing duplicate records, how can I add some algorithms, machine learning algorithms within the tool itself, such that, and this could be done by the vendor, or it could be an initiative taken by the organization, the end user organization themselves. How can I make it so that these manual tasks are, automated completely, or the tool gives me recommendations on how I can easily, take care of these tasks. So the big answer to augmented is, infusing AI ML into most of your, tasks.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.